Class action lawsuits have become a problem in the United States. The judicial system is not fair. It is unbalanced. It is tilted.
President Bush today urged lawmakers to address the problems of class action lawsuits in the U.S., but it's not just the class action suits that are becoming problems. Tonight in our series, Lawyers versus America, we focus not on lawyers, but on all Americans and the American lawsuit mentality. It seems like every time something happens, people are talking about suing. This week, a man sued NBC over a Fear Factor episode, saying it made him sick as he watched participants eat dead rats. What does he want? $2.5 million. He's not the only one. There's an Alaskan woman, sued for $50,000, saying she suffered emotional distress. Bus driver told her she couldn't eat a Snickers bar because of a well-known no eating on the bus rule. I mean, you've all heard about the cases. So how did we get here? And, is there any way to get out of this? My take. It's probably unfair for us to call this Lawyers versus America. The title's a bit misleading because while there are unscrupulous lawyers soliciting work, there is unfortunately a sense of entitlement among many Americans and many great scrupulous lawyers. And the Americans seem to think, oh, he got it or she got it, why shouldn't I? Joining me now, Doug Lodmell, attorney and author of The Lawsuit Lottery, The Hijacking of Justice in America. All right, Mr. Lodmell, listen to this statistic. 80% of the people surveyed said they're more likely to sue for personal injury today than in the past. Why?
Well, Dan, that's a great question, and it pretty much points to the main underlying problem. We've created over the last 20 years in particular a real entitlement mentality with our country. It builds on itself. The more we sue each other, the more we see billboards coming off a cruise ship, were you injured on the cruise? I know here in Phoenix, Arizona, about every third billboard is a personal injury attorney saying, after any injury, call me. So the more it becomes socially acceptable, the more people start to think, well, okay, if it's okay for my neighbor, it's okay for me.
Let me read you another statistic. The top reason that people said they're more likely to sue for personal injury, 39% polled said they want to make some money on suits. 18% polled say people are more aware they can sue. And 15% say lawyers encourage suits to make money. Mr. Lodmell, do you agree with that?
I think that, Dan, actually your point is well taken. It's both. I mean, basically, law became a business about 35 years ago. I mean, in 1977, we allowed lawyers to start advertising, and basically since then, it's been a nice, steady slide in the way lawyers see their business. And so it's absolutely correct that they are not waiting around to find plaintiffs. They're going out and finding them, telling them that they are plaintiffs, and then getting them into the suits. At the same time, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a very willing public, and I think your statistic at the start.
But you seem to be saying it's the lawyers first, and that's what Mr. Beisner is saying, and they then find willing clients. I think that's a little simplification. I mean, I think the bottom line is that there's a sense out there, well, I know Joe down the block, he had a problem at the grocery store where he slipped in front on the street, and, he was able to recover $12,000 from the city. And they say, I remember, honey, when I slipped, when we were putting the groceries in the car? Why shouldn't I get paid for that? I mean, that's not a lawyer's problem. That's a mentality problem.
Well, it wouldn't be such on the mind of all of us if it weren't so easy to get a lawsuit started. I mean, 40 years ago, when my father went to law school, it was just unheard of that you see the kind of lawsuits that are happening today. Today, people are coming into my office asking to be protected from a system that they absolutely fear and have no confidence that if in front of a judge and a jury that they're going to get a fair trial. So it's both, and it takes all of us to do this.
All right, John Beisner and Doug Lodmell, thanks a lot for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.